How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst, and today we are bringing you episode number 3 of the Draft to Glory. FIFA 21, as of today, is out for Ultimate Edition and the Champions Edition. So the early release, the 3 days early, and then it comes out on the 9th of October, so on Friday. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. It's been a little bit difficult, actually, for me with regards to the EA Play and getting only the 10 hours of access, you know, on each account that you have. I have the Xbox account, and I have the and I have the PlayStation 4 account, which is the one that we do our Draft to Glory on. So a little bit frustrating, actually, that, you know, I haven't been able to draft as much as I'd like. You know, obviously, we've opened some packs on this account and so on. Today, what we're going to be doing, really, is it's a post-commentary. We're just going to be talking to you about a few things regarding drafts and what's coming up while we go through and take a look and see how we get on. So yeah, we haven't played as many drafts as I'd like. We've obviously spent the FIFA points that we have on some packs and whatnot to try and... This is what's classed as my pay-to-win account. Obviously, I always talk about that FIFA points aren't worth the money, and I wouldn't recommend you guys to do it. You know, if you can get some game time in, there's plenty of ways to make loads of coins from just playing the game, trading, enjoying the game, and so on. But obviously, for us, I want to be able to have some coins in the bank to do squad builders, to do player reviews, and all of that sort of good stuff. Hence the reason why we have done it. So at the minute, yeah, we've not managed to really do as much as I'd like, which has been a little bit disappointing. When it came to the drafts, one thing that I've spoke about is that I've tried to use different players and different formations. As you can see here, we take a 5-3-2. I think we may need to rethink that because it's not helping on the draft side of things. You know, obviously you're using formations that probably aren't going to be the best on the game, and I'm not taking every time like the best players. You know, like sometimes we pass up on Neymar because we take someone else. I passed up on Pogba there and obviously went for, you know, Thiago. So I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section below. Do you want me to carry on taking different sort of players and different formations, or would you rather see me try and win as many drafts as I possibly can without losing? Because I'm happy to do either way. I would probably prefer to do the, you know, try and get as many coins as you can from doing these drafts. At the start of the game, drafts are by far the easiest way to make coins. You know, you can go and open 150 FIFA points on a pack, and your chances of getting something is minuscule. You can go and spend 300 FIFA points or 15,000 coins on a draft, and if you go all the way to the final, and even if you win it, you're kind of going to make some money back. You might not pack something, but you will make the money back and then some. I've had like Richarlison now a couple of times in like packs and rewards, you know, Saint Maximin, people like that are low rated. You've got a good chance of packing them and they sell for quite a bit. So how will drafts go over the next few, you know, weeks, I suppose? Because the game, as I said, is coming out today for the early access and then Friday for the standard edition for everyone else. Drafts are going to hopefully be a little bit easier. On EA Play, what you find is that the people that have the game then are the tryhards, you know, the ones that really, really enjoy FIFA, that want to focus, that want to get, you know, the best start that they possibly can, hence the reason why they've paid the extra money to get it early and so on. So drafts are very, very sweaty. Hopefully over the next few weeks, if you go into a draft, you should find it a little bit easier than you did at this stage. So we're thinking about there taking Donny van der Beek. Obviously we've got Alan, we've got Thiago. The team's looking all right as it stands at the minute when you look at it. The only downside is that obviously it's a 5 at the back formation. Lua and Richarlison up front. I haven't used Richarlison yet, like in, you know, Rivals or anything. I've used him in a draft now. He looks like a very good card. From the price that he's at, I think he's a little bit expensive for what he is. Yes, the meta at the minute seems to be more, you know, crossing based and having someone that's got a little bit of that ability to head the ball as well. And corners, by the way, I'm absolutely loving the corners. Corners have been so strong for me. I'm trying to work out what's the best method every single time. So we'll have our first set piece tutorial on the channel at some point this year, I imagine. I never did one on FIFA 20 because I never whipped it in. You know, I always went short. I never decided to whip it in. As we do go ahead and take Wan-Bissaka, chuck him in at that right wing back role. Fernandinho as well at centre back. I've really liked Fernandinho. He's a good ball playing centre back, and that's one thing that I've noticed this year more than last. On my road to glory, we're using Eric Bailly and Lindelof at the back. They can't pass a ball out from defence, and the amount of times I'm getting punished from trying, you know, I like to play the ball out of defence. I like to, you know, have the ball and not give it away cheaply, as a lot of people do on FIFA. And you definitely need the centre backs that are very good on the ball. Someone like Longley with a 4-star weak foot, I imagine, will work really well, and so on. I did go ahead and change the tactics on this draft. This is something that most people don't tend to do. They tend to just go into the draft and just go boom. We've been doing that at the start because I've been testing tactics and formations and seeing what works across the balanced board. But with this one, because it was a 5 at the back, I wanted it to play like a 3 at the back. So we actually moved our fullbacks, our wing backs, to join the attack, telling them to get forward. Obviously, we've got Alonso Davies and Wan-Bissaka there, and we wanted them to contribute in going forward and trying to give us that width. One thing that I will say, this formation, we did the last episode where we played the 4-3-3, and I was not a fan of that at all. I really didn't like it. I have heard a lot of people saying that the 4-3-3 has been good. I'll probably give it a go, you know, on a normal team and the tactics that I want and everything. But on the draft, the 4-3-3 wasn't good, and the 5-3-2 kind of felt similar. I'm hoping that a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-1-2 will feel quite good, but this 5-3-2, I don't know if it was necessarily the formation or if it was the strikers and the centre mids that I had, you know. I had Lua and Richarlison. Those guys are big, they're clunky. I think it would have worked better if you had like a Lua and then someone smaller and quicker, or like, you know, you had the Richarlison and then even like a Lucas Moura or like, you know, a Martial, a Rashford up front with him could have worked quite well. But yeah, we didn't enjoy the 2 clunky strikers up front. The plan for the rest of the draft of glory is to, obviously, as I said earlier on, you guys let me know whether you want the meta players picked and the meta formations, or to get the most amount of wins, or to try different things each episode. We will be drafting 24,000 FIFA points in total, which is 80 drafts. That's my plan, to try and get this club as best as it possibly can be, you know, ready then for the squad builders, for the player reviews and all that sort of stuff. And I need to do that by playing as many drafts. Now, it is 80 drafts. I'm not going to be able to do 80 drafts prior to, you know, the first weekend league or the second weekend league. When I used to play on FIFA 19 and FIFA 18, because I wasn't really producing any content, it's very easy to just sit there and play FIFA for 10, 12 hours a day. It's much harder for me to stream, you know, entertain a stream and then come back and make the YouTube videos as well, while trying to, you know, get your club up to there by drafting your way. Like, you know, a lot of players at the minute are drafting. I've seen people have played, you know, 30, 40 drafts, and I'm sat here like played about 5. So I do need to try and use that time better. I don't know whether you guys prefer the live commentary of the drafts taken from the stream, or if you prefer these post commentaries. Some of them will be post commentaries and some of them will be the live ones. But if you have a preference and you say, you know what, we actually really enjoy listening to you here, who you're picking, why you're picking them, you know, how you're getting on in game, the reaction and all that sort of stuff, I'm happy to do either way. I really, really don't mind. You guys can let me know down in the comment section, as we do manage to go ahead and grab a goal with Thiago with that finesse at the far post, making it 3-0. I think that's in the second round, if I remember correctly. Was that the second round? Look at that, 60% possession, 4 shots, 4 on target. Yeah, second round. So a 5-3 win and a 3-0 win. As we line up into the next game, we've got Fati, Bale, Messi, Valverde. Valverde still, he looks like a fantastic card. I expect that card to be used a lot this year. There's some really, really good, like, 83s, 84 cards, 82 cards, I feel like, across the board. I think when you look at them and you were getting ready for the First Foot Champs weekend, the 16th of October, just to remind you, I just think a lot of these cards are going to be really strong and difficult to play against. And I'm struggling at the minute with dribbling, and I get caught on the counter quite a bit. I'm quite an aggressive player, you know. I have my fullbacks on balance quite a lot, and I get caught out. So I need to kind of think about a way to ensure that I'm not giving the ball away cheaply and then getting caught by that through ball down the line or even through the middle this year. I'm really happy that EA have given us as that an option, like, you know, to go for that threaded through ball through the middle. But one thing that I've just been noticing is that the fullbacks push up so much on balanced. I like them there. Stay back while attacking can work in certain scenarios, but even when I've been trying to stay back while attacking, they still seem to push up quite a bit. So I do need to keep an eye on it. But obviously in this particular formation, use the 5-3-2, you can just see how the wing-backs are kind of offering that for us. There's Bale on the edge of the box with a finesse and absolute beauty. I've heard multiple mixed reviews about Gareth Bale. Some saying that he's phenomenal, some saying that his weak foot lets him down too much. I've only used him the once there, and he was coming on off the bench, and he did an okay job for me when he came on. I brought Salah on, and I brought Bale on as well, and he did enough good job. But Salah lays it off. Bale's there to pop that one into the back of the net, and yeah, as I said, he does okay. The thing that puts me off with him is obviously his balance. His balance isn't the greatest, but other than that, he is a good card. Tries to go through, keeper managed to get a good tackle in. Salah on the rebound, a little bit lucky. Ball rolls this year on the keeper still work, but the keepers seem to have a different animation where they kind of almost they dive, and then they dive again. So it's a little bit weird as a cross, a shot goal. It's weird, isn't it? Because last year, you would have done a finesse near post. It's amazing how much the finishing mechanic and technique has changed on FIFA 21. I think it's really, really weird. 5-3 in that game again. We're getting some goals with this team, but not feeling too like dominant in the performances. We come up against a Werner, a Son, a Salah, Van der Beek. You got Fernandinho and Stones, Aurier, Robertson. It's a decent Premier League draft. He's made it all the way through to the final, so we'll have to see how we get on. I can't remember the draft record off the top of my head. I need to keep reminding myself to show you every episode, like at the start of the episode, so you guys can keep up to date with how many goals we've scored, how many goals we've conceded, and all of that sort of good stuff as well. Donny Van der Beek, people were asking me, how did I find him? He was all right, yeah. He wasn't like setting the world on fire. You know, he wasn't like, oh, you know, you've got to get him in your squad. He was phenomenal. However, he contributed going forward. He contributed defensively. He was there. He put his foot in. You can notice his like physical presence and the runs he was making. So he was a decent little card. As Lewandowski scores us a very good goal as well. And again, with that finish at the far post, I should have probably finessed that. I went for a power though, which is quite an interesting one. Son with the over the top through ball to the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo, lays it off to Werner. That Cristiano Ronaldo card this year, I think that might be the one, boys. I think he might be the best striker. I think Mbappe is going to be the one out on the wing, Neymar through the middle, Ronaldo up front. And then if you could, I think like a Mane out on the wing could work really well as well. Trying to get that in on Kem, though, it's a little bit difficult, that one, isn't it? So I don't know how we're going to do that. But that's the sort of side that I'm hoping we can build, you know, for the first weekend league. I doubt we're going to. I think we'll probably get closer to it, you know, at the end of October, start of November or something. But we'll have to see how it goes. And we'll take it from there with regards to the team. So Bale lays it off to Mohamed Salah. He comes through. And that shot across goal, power. I think the keeper should save it, but he doesn't. And yeah, that is going to be the end of the game. So we do win in the draft final 4-3 with a 5-3-2 and get ourselves a W. Happy with that. It was difficult. It was hard. I wouldn't use that formation and that particular team setup again, as we get a rare players pack and a gold pack. I wouldn't line up like that again, if I'm being truthful with you. It wasn't an enjoyable formation and an enjoyable team to use. But the main thing is that you still get the win in those scenarios. You know, you got to overcome whatever you get put there. Easier said than done, mind you. It is quite difficult to do it. And we go into our rare players pack. The question is, have we made our 15,000 coins minimum back from this pack? So we do indeed get ourselves a walkout. And we look at it, it's German, it's centre mid, and it is a Tony Kroos. So 88 rated, we can't moan with it. It doesn't sell for loads, but it definitely makes our coins back on that draft account on the day. So happy with that indeed. Guys, if you did enjoy the video, please let me know by giving it a like. I'm Vinicius Jr., by the way. Remember to let me know down in the comment section what sort of things you'd like to see with regards to the Draft to Glory. Thank you all very much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.